Hey guys, welcome back to my why do I always hit the thing? Welcome back to my channel. We're gonna try something a little bit different today. I'm going to do a draw and chat. I'm going to take you through the full process of me developing a sketch and it turning into a finished product. And I'm just gonna talk with you a little bit about some thoughts that I've been having lately. And I also have a small Q&A that I'll be doing at the end. So I hope you enjoy. So, around this time of year, every single year, I take a moment to sit down with myself and just sort of reflect on the progress that I've made since the beginning of the year and to try to sort of plan how I want to approach the progress I want to make next year. So, I wanted to share with you guys just some takeaways from this process that I go through and share with you what my plans are for 2019. One thing that I definitely was able to accomplish this year is a huge improvement in my consistency. I've gotten to a point now where I am drawing every single day, and that's drastically different from January of this year. So to me, that's a huge accomplishment. But I still want to be creating full pieces more often, and I want to improve my consistency with my social media a lot more. YouTube especially. I'm sort of trying to create a plan for myself for YouTube because I do want to do better about posting regularly. I feel like I go through these little bursts where I am really good about posting like every single week, and then I fall off. So I want to try to make a schedule for myself. Right now I'm thinking 3 videos a month, probably with the exception of Inktober because that's an automatic 4 videos. But I want to try to stick to an actual schedule, so that I don't overload myself, but B, hold myself accountable a bit more. And with Instagram, I feel like I've gotten a lot better about posting regularly, but I'd like to get to a point where I'm posting at least once every other day. So that's the end goal for 2019. If I do better than that, then great. But as long as I can meet that, I feel like I'd feel happy with the progress I've made. Can't think of another word. Another thing that's really been beneficial to me this year has been my reference drawing. I've made it a practice to do a reference drawing pretty much every single day, at least Monday through Friday. I have found that forcing myself to do that every single day has really evolved the way my creative work looks, and that excites me, and it's way closer to what my vision for my art has always been. So I'm exploring that more, and I'm trying to push myself more because I know what I'm capable of, and I don't want to stop evolving artistically. So going into next year, I do want to continue with the reference drawing, but I also want to expand on what type of reference drawing I'm doing. I feel like there's still a lot that I want to learn about faces and bodies, and that's sort of an obvious place to go. But I also really want to try to teach myself environments a lot better because I don't really have a good grasp on it right now. I tend to shy away from drawing environments, and I want to change that. So I'm interested in doing some urban sketching, and I need to spend some time studying perspective. I did not enjoy learning perspective in college, and I wasn't very good at it because I didn't really dedicate the time to it. So I need to really bite that bullet and figure it out because I know that it's going to improve my work and I know it's going to strengthen my work. So environments and perspective are important points for next year. I also want to try some food illustration because I love food and it just seems like a natural thing for me to experiment with. And I also really want to take some time to study some fashion photography and learn more about the shapes that you can get with clothes and how they lay on the body, because I feel like that's going to give a new dynamic to the work that I enjoy doing. And another thing that I really want to work on next year is color. I need to build a different type of relationship with how I'm using color in my work. I tried to experiment a bit with it this year, but I haven't quite figured it out. I understand basic color theory, but for some reason, when I'm confronted with using color in my own work, I feel like I hit a wall. So I'm interested in maybe looking at some online classes for color theory or like watercolor. And I also need to spend some time just experimenting and practicing. I have a fear of wasting materials, guys. I'm sure that you guys can relate, like you understand. I don't want to waste the stuff that I'm investing my money into. So I tend to not use my big materials unless I'm doing a full-blown project. So canvases, watercolor paper, gouache, those types of things, I don't really spend time experimenting with, and I want to break that cycle next year. I really want to not be so scared of using the stuff that's available to me and that I have now, and it not being beautiful or perfect after I use it. That's the only way I'm going to get better. So there's going to be a lot of experiments in 2019, and I hope that you guys are okay with that some things are not going to look good. And I understand that some things, they're not going to look that great. But it's all in the name of progress. So those are the basic things. I have some personal things that I'm trying to work on for next year as well, but maybe I'll discuss that in a different video. Now I'm going to answer a few of the questions that I got on Instagram. I do sometimes send out Q&As for Instagram especially, but no one really ever responds. But luckily, this time I got a few. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments or head over to my Instagram. You can send me a DM. But the first question that I got was, how many hours a week do you spend doing art? This is like the fourth time of me trying to record this, and when I first approached this question, I realized that I'm doing roughly 24 to 40 hours a week of art on top of my full-time job. And I was honestly a bit surprised because I thought it was significantly less than that. But when I really stopped and thought about it and put it into perspective, I'm doing about 24 to 40 hours a week of art. The next question was, when did you start drawing? I started drawing as early as I can remember. I don't really remember a time of my life where I wasn't drawing. I know for sure as young as first grade, which is like 5, 6. But yeah, since forever basically, I've always been drawing. The next question I received was, what's your favorite part of the body to draw and what's the most challenging? The obvious answer is faces, but I also really love drawing hips and thighs. I find them just gorgeous and like they're fun to draw because of the curvature and like the variations that you get. Like, I like that hips can look angular and soft at the same time. I don't know, but I love drawing hips and faces. And then what's most challenging? Hands. I feel like that's, most people are going to be like, hands, of course, obviously. I am working on that, and it is something that I would really love to perfect, because when people draw hands well, it's unmatched. So it's something I'm working on, and I also really suck at drawing noses. Even in this drawing, it takes me forever to figure out like how to draw the nose so that it's believable. And I think that's why all of my noses tend to kind of look the same, or like slightly similar. But it's the nostrils. I have a really hard time with the nostrils. So again, something I'm working on and I'm hoping to improve. And then the last question I received was, what are some things that stifle your creativity and how do you overcome them? So the main thing that stifles my creativity is my day job. And that's nothing against my actual job. It's just that it's not what I want to be doing. And all I think about all day, every day, is art and wanting to make it and wishing I had time to make it and what I can do so that I can get to a point where I can make it all the time. So when I'm not able to focus my attention on it, I feel like that stifles me. And I've been in a position where my job has basically put me in a complete creative block, and I hadn't been able to make anything for months. And what I try to do in the meantime is just try to enjoy the rest of my life. Everything else in my life is exactly how I want it. And I'm genuinely happy with like the rest of what I'm doing. And I feel good and I feel proud of the person that I am outside of my job. And I feel good and proud of the life that I've made for myself. So just not letting the rest of it eat at me, it makes everything worth it. It makes it so worth it to be going to work every day when I get to come home and work in my workspace and create things that I love and that I feel proud of. So right now, it's kind of hard for me to answer that question without it being kind of enigmatic, but just try to enjoy yourself and just try to make the best out of everything, and don't feel pressured into fitting into a certain construct. Like, just do what feels good and that makes you feel proud and good about yourself. That's the only thing I can really suggest. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys today, and I hope that you enjoyed this. Please let me know how you like this video and leave a comment for me below. I'd love to interact with you guys. Also, this drawing will be available on my Society 6 and in print, so if you'd like to get a print or a sticker, I'll have those things linked below for you. So thanks for joining me, guys. I'll see you next time.